Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi Otts here, Saturday morning. We're doing Saturday Share the Love Club because we've had 2 days off with the Raptors. They'll play tomorrow against the Pacers on Super Bowl Sunday. But the Raptors 905 are playing today, and I'm going to the game. So I got to do a quick stream because I got to jump in the truck and head to Mississauga. And, Raptors 905 are playing Grand Rapids Gold for the second time in 3 days. It'll be a 2 p.m. start. And it's going to be a fun game because this game is going to be scrappy. This game's going to have a little extra to it. I know because the last time they played, there was some real shit talking going on the court. And there was some physicality. And there was some at odds kind of energy. So we'll just have to see how it goes today in the second game of Raptors 905 versus Grand Rapids Gold. The Raptors 905 currently sit in third in the Eastern Conference in the G League right now. They were number one until this losing streak. They went on a 4-game losing streak recently, but they were number one up until then. And, well, they've got Osceola Magic and Cleveland Charge ahead of them. But if they win today, they'll make some ground on Cleveland, and maybe, they could claw their way back up into the first or second spot. Andrew Jones has big plans to want to try to win the G League championship. This is what he has said out loud, and he is very intentional that he wants to go for it this year because this year has been fantastic, the way that the team has been gelling and playing together, playing well on defense, that it just makes sense. You're going to do so well in the tip-off tournament. Let's go ahead and go get it. He sent me a message personally on Instagram saying we are going to go win the G League championship. That's awesome. I love that, man. I love that. So today we're sharing the love for Warren Ward. I don't know. A lot of Raptors fans may not know who Warren Ward is because he's the color commentator for the Raptors 905 broadcast team. He also does do Raptors games from time to time on the radio for Fan 590, TSN 1050 or whatever for, be a fill-in for different people. So Warren has called Raptors games also. Warren Ward is a 36-year-old man from London, Ontario, who was a very good basketball player when he was in high school and college and even professionally in Canadian leagues. He's played for the storied London Lightning. And, there's a level of achievement in professional basketball that gets overlooked because everybody just says NBA, you don't make the NBA, you're nobody. This is absolute crap. There's so many very, very talented, great basketball players that are fantastic that never get the chance to play in the NBA, that it's that hard to make the NBA. And, somebody like Sherman Hamilton, who covers the Raptors on Sportsnet, he is an example of this. Well, Warren Ward is also. Warren Ward has had success playing for Team Canada, representing our country. He got the silver at a universal some tournament. He got silver in a tournament the USA was involved in, which is fantastic. The USA didn't even medal. I think Serbia got the gold, and Canada got the silver at this competition, Universiade at Shenzhen in 2011. So yeah, Warren was a shooting guard when he played. He's not playing anymore. I don't know if he could still play at 36. But he was a shooting guard, a tall shooting guard, 6'6", and a very strong shooting guard. In fact, watching his high school highlights and his college highlights yesterday, it was really interesting to see his personality as a player on the court. A very, very strong shooting guard. In some points, looking like a forward because he's so strong. But really nice three-point shot, a really nice step-into three-point shot, and a very aggressive scorer, somebody that could attack the rim and throw it down, especially in the lower levels in high school. He was a man among men, and he could dominate games just like any. Sometimes you just walk in the gym and there's a dude in the gym that's just gonna kick everybody's ass because he's on another level of talent and another level of skill. And Warren Ward was that a lot in his career when he's younger, a lot like that. So yeah, Warren. He did his high school. He's born in London, but he was in Brampton a lot in his childhood. And well, he's played he played at the University of Ottawa and he ended his career there as the second all-time leading scorer in points. And he averaged 17.8 points per game, 7.6 rebounds, and 3.8 assists in his last season with the GGs. Yeah, what happened with Warren in college was he tore his ACL, and that was devastating. It was a tough injury at that time because he was on his way up. He's getting more notoriety, in not just here in Canada, but on the state side, and for things like the draft and possibly the NBA. But the ACL really was inopportune time and timing, and it's a classic case of a really super talented player who has a bad injury at the wrong time, and it kind of messes him up. But to Warren's credit, he rehabbed that injury very intensely, and he got back. He got back to being able to play and get back on the court. So that's a really good redemption story about Warren Ward after his ACL injury that he had during university, to be able to come back and play his last season at University of Ottawa. Now, Warren, he did not get to the NBA. He did not get drafted. He would have been drafted in 2013 if he had been drafted. So he went on a path that was international, and he started his international career with a team in Germany called the Gladiators, and he played for them initially, but then he found his way back to Canada, and he played in the the National Basketball League of Canada, is the NBL at that time. I did a stream once on the history of Canadian basketball leagues in the country of Canada, and we talked about this league. He was playing for Mississauga Power. That's right. That's the name of the team he was playing for, Mississauga Power. Yeah, and it was really nice for him to make a homecoming and come back and be back in Canada and playing for Canadian teams. He hung around in the NBL for a while, and London Lightning was a team that he played for too. As I said, the very infamous, famous, historic, underrated team, the London Lightning, is an important part of Canadian basketball history that nobody really talks about or knows about. But yes, Warren Ward was a part of that winning and the excellence of the London Lightning in the mid 2010s. He also played for the Windsor Express while he was in the NBL stuff. So yeah, he was called the NBL Canadian of the Year in 2016. He was the best Canadian playing in the league at that time, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, Warren is injury may have limited his career to an extent. He may not have gotten to the heights of the NBA or even the G League, but he is a celebrated local basketball hero in the places where he came through, whether it's where he was in high school, whether it was at University of Ottawa, whether it is for his work in professional basketball in Canada. So yeah, Warren is now the color commentator for the Raptors 905, and on Thursday, his partner Ben Schulman, the legacy announcer, was not available. I don't know where he was. But Warren had to call the game by himself, and I was really impressed. That's why I did this Share the Love Club this morning, because it's not easy to announce by yourself. Trust me, I do this every morning here. And to be able to talk yourself and keep it fresh and keep jumping from topics to topic without somebody to go off of back and forth, it's not the easiest thing to do. Let's just put it that way. And to talk straight for 2 hours straight is not easy. Your throat does get a workout, and you do end up having a little bit of like soreness. After I do my streams in the mornings, if I'm tired, I can be tired sometimes. I will have to rest for like an hour, and I won't talk for a while because I talk so much on the show. So yeah, I can see the challenge that Warren had the other day at the game, and he did admirable, man. He's not totally trained to be a play-by-play. I mean, being a play-by-play in some ways is easy. You just kind of call what you see out there, but you have to remember the players' names. You got to be quick with it. You got to be able to describe the action on the court. You got to, keep things exciting by putting inflection in your call, and maybe even some colorful words and things that are descriptors that make the audience get a more better sense of the game from your audio presentation of what you're saying. So there's some real art to play-by-play, and it is very different than color commentary or sideline reporting or in-studio host. All that stuff is very different than the play-by-play that Matt Devlin does or Chuck Swirsky before, or Ben Schulman for the 905. So very impressed with you. I salute you, Warren Ward. I share the love for you this morning on the morning that I'm about to go down to Paramount Fine Food Center and see you down there calling the game. I'll be at center court watching the game at courtside, and I'm going to be crazy, man. I'm going to go down there, and I will see how much I can get away with. I'm not trying to get thrown out, Raptors 905, but I'm coming down there to bring Andrew Jones and the team the energy. That 300 level energy at center courtside. Yeah. Yeah. If I can have my volume, I will have it. We'll just have to see. Our referees for today's game, I should go over them because they're going to be people that I'll be seeing right up close. The crew chief for today's Grand Rapids Gold Raptors 905 game, 2 p.m. start, is Gina Catanzariti. Yeah, Gina is number 75 in the NBA. It's her first season as an NBA non-staff official. Her favorite TV show is The Sopranos. She likes the movie Forrest Gump. She listens to Beyonce. Her favorite book is To Kill a Mockingbird. Her favorite meal is homemade pasta, meatballs, and sauce. She likes to use the IG. She's most liked to visit Southeast Asia, yacht around Italy, and her hidden talent is she can do half-court shots. Oh, yeah. Maybe I should ask Gina today if she could shoot a half-court shot for us at halftime or something. I was like, Gina, take a half-court shot. Gina, take a half-court shot, please. I might do that. Actually. Seriously. I might ask her to take a half-court shot today. It might be fun. Catanzariti has 8 years of officiating experience in women's college basketball with NCAA tournament assignments in 3 consecutive years from 2023 to 2025. She was also a high school referee in New Jersey for 2 years. Yeah. Gina is our crew chief. And also on the ref squad is Kaz Beverly, number 51 is the referee. And Joe Prince is the umpire, number 78. So that's our ref crew for today's game. They better be ready because Elijah Martin has a lot to say. They better be ready for Elijah's mouth because Elijah's going to be talking once again, and James Akinjo may take offense to what Elijah's saying. I don't know, man. I'm going to hear it. I want to hear it up close. You know, that may be one of my goals today is to listen to Elijah Martin, what he's talking about on the court, like his trash talk. I want to hear what he says to people. I'll be right there. I'll be able to hear it. I'll report to you guys tomorrow what Elijah was saying to James Akinjo. Yeah, he's going to be saying some stuff to him. I know he will be. And then, of course, I got to watch for the big man battle of Olivier Sarr versus Moses Brown. Moses Brown is an extremely tall person who has long, lanky, sharp elbows, and he is dangerous. And, well, you know, there's going to be physicality between the two centers today, too, I'm pretty sure. So it should be a fun game. Hopefully everybody's available. AJ Lawson, Elijah Martin being at the 905 is always the best way for them to try and win. That's right. That's right. So we're sharing the love for Warren Ward. If you guys have any love for the color commentator for the Raptors 905, Warren Ward, who does a fantastic job. You know, Warren is a very real person, man. I like him. Because, you know what? One of the things I've liked about listening to Warren do the call for the 905 is he's a passionate person. He has emotions and he doesn't hide them. This is the way he was as a player too. Like he's just authentic. That's the right word for him. And there's been times when he's been calling the Raptors 905 game where he gets a little excited. And I love it, man, especially when the Raptors 905 are doing something really amazing and they're like coming back or they have an amazing play. Warren will put some real excitement into his call and he'll lose his It's not really that he's losing his professionalism. It's more like he becomes a fan again. And he's like, oh, that was amazing. Look at what he just did, Ben. I can't believe this. And like, it's like his passion and his fun for the game comes through his call sometimes because he lets loose and he allows himself to get excitable. And I like that. I've always liked that about that. Some announcers will be very straightforward and kind of just like monotone and calling the game. Not Warren Ward. Warren Ward will put some inflection and excitement into how he calls it, especially if he's genuinely getting excited from the game because of something happening. And with the way the 905 have had some crazy comebacks and wild plays, his call is perfect for some of the stuff that's happened with Andrew Jones's team. So, yeah, salute to Warren Ward for that. That's one of the reasons why I love the guy. as an announcer is he's not afraid to be authentically excited during the game. Like if something really does get him going, like, wow. And he, you know what the other thing is I've noticed about him is he will turn on his Homer hat for the 905 at times where he does get a little bit like that for that team in that kind of way. And I appreciate that also for him. Like, especially if it's a referee thing where the refs may be kind of being unfair to our Raptors 905. Warren Ward will elaborate on, well, that's just not right, or that's not fair, or something like that. Or, you know, he can show bias for our team. And he shows that homerism for the team sometimes. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that he's the home announcer and that in some ways showing some sort of like kind of passion and rallying and kind of being beside the team and standing with them is attractive to me as a fan when I watch the games. You know, some announcers are so down the middle and they think it's so professional stuff. And in some ways it is. You know, if you're doing a national broadcast and you're not for either of the teams, you should be calling the game that way. But if you are the home announcer for that home team, I think that you should have some leeway to get excited when your team's doing good things. That's just me personally. That's the way I feel about it. All right, let me check in with the chat. This may be a very short stream today because I'm not trying to be here too long because I got to get in the truck and go to Scarborough and then go to Mississauga. So let's get into the chat. Trevor J's first in. Good morning, Commissioner Fun. Trevor J. Your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will begin to change. That's right. Keep positive. Think about the best outcomes. Speak into truth and existence, the future and the things you want. You want good things. Let's talk about a world for the people, by the people, with new systems emerging amongst the old ruins of the old systems, and people having a more fair, equitable chance in this world, more prosperity. More people are, having ability to be creative and enjoy their lives, maybe without the grind so heavy on them, as far as like we could be more human again instead of just work people over and over again. Work, 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 work. You know, there's a lot of different things we can shape the new world in, and we just have to realize who has the power and go take it. And that's all it takes, man. I'm telling you right now, there's a lot to it. It's not going to be easy. But I have a lot of faith and confidence that humanity is going to fix things because humanity is a magical thing on the whole, as a whole group, everything. And, not everything is seen in the moment, but things are happening in major ways all over the place, all at once, that all adds up to good stuff happening in good ways for the people of the United States and for the rest of the world. And that's what we need right now. That's what we need right now. We need optimism. We don't need pessimism. We need togetherness. We don't need division. We need the understanding that we have more power and they're trying to lie to us and tell us we don't. And we will show that power more and more in the near future, especially if a vile person is going to put out racist ass shit like he did yesterday morning. Yeah, we're going to figure this out. Trust me. I love your words of wisdom. Let's stay positive, everybody. And let's get on the assignment and let's get the assignment done. That's what we'd say. That's what we say right now. Nah, no cynicism. Don't say, nah, this is, we're screwed. No, fuck that. We're going to change this shit. We're going to get to the point where we can't take it. We're already not able to take it, a lot of us, and we're going to change this shit. That's right. That's right. Trevor J saying that Detroit beat New York by 38 points. I saw that OG did not play in that game. He has a toe injury, and Cat didn't play in that game either. But that's a good win for the Pistons at home against the Knicks, ending a win streak that they had and putting them underneath the Boston Celtics in the standings as of last night. So, yeah, kudos to the Pistons. We'll see you next week, and hopefully we'll kick your ass first game we get to play against y'all. That's what I want to see. I want to see this, guys. Yeah, Trevor J saying Anthony Davis does not want to be in Washington. He hates it. He hated it. Well, yeah, somebody could call this. I mean, Anthony Davis is kind of a prima donna in some ways. In some ways, it's like, look, bro, you're not. Listen, oh my gosh, what a disastrous a year for Davis, getting traded from the Lakers to the Mavs to now getting traded to the Wiz, and now his Instagram profile is a picture that's black, and he is not showing any signs of enthusiasm about being a Washington Wizard. In fact, I would say from the signs of what we're hearing, he's not going to ever report there. He's already been declared injured for the rest of the season. It's a back/groin injury, I believe, and he's not going to play for the rest of the year. So he's doing the silent strike, or whatever you want to call it, the silent sit out. He could probably play at some point going out of the season, but he's going to go ahead and sit out for the rest of the season because he's like, this is basically it. I'm a Washington Wizard. No, I'm not listening. I'm not listening. I'm not listening. That's what he's doing right now. And it's very possible he'll be moved again this summer, guys. If not, he'll have to retire because in some ways, when you get traded to Washington, that's the last spot. That's the last spot that you get traded to, Trae Young and Anthony Davis. That's the last spot. That means, fuck, man, you're not wanted in this league. Washington's coming down and getting the scrapes at the bottom, So watch out, Anthony, because you could very well find yourself retired suddenly if you're saying no to too many NBA teams right now. So, yeah, either way, I don't care. Everybody's saying Washington's going to be so great. I'm like, no. And this is exactly a reason why right here is like, yeah, you can say on paper, Anthony Davis going to make the Wizards this with Trae Young. Is that reality, though? No, because this man probably is intending on never, ever putting the Wizards jersey on his body. And people got to get to that point of understanding this, man, because his reaction's showing all of this right now. He ain't trying to be a Washington Wizard. No, he's not. No, he's not. Here's a quote from Stargate. Stargate's quote of the day. This is from Krishna Murray. I maintain that truth is a pathless land, and you cannot approach it by any path whatsoever, by any religion or any sect. Truth is inherent in the essence and the existence of all things. In some ways, truth is not something that is thought in the brain. Truth is just something that is known in the soul. It has nothing to do with facts in some ways. It has nothing to do with people's thoughts and beliefs. It has something to do with just the ways of the nature and the ways of life and force and life force. That's what I meant. The ways of life force, the ways of the essence and the soul. Truth rings throughout you and reverberates like a thing that just cannot be denied. And, that's the difference. Some people are going to try and manufacture truth, especially in this day and age. And, well, it's going to ring hollow and untrue. And that's going to be a glorious thing because in some ways we're still attached to humanity and reality in a way right now, tethered to it. But we may not be in like the next 20 years with AI and them corrupting reality. So in some ways, this may be our best beacon of discerning what's bullshit and what isn't, is feel the truth and the essence of it. That's not even in the brain where you sense it. You sense it in your heart. You sense it in your soul. And the truth will set you free. I know they say that, but the truth will set us all free because in some ways, the truth is undeniable. And it is what it is. Sadly, some people want to make truths dystopian and sad and dark. Well, let's give them the other truths that counteract those truths. And the truth is the power of the people, and the people will rise, and the people have the power. That is very much a truth. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, thank you for the quote of the day. All right, let me keep going in my tabs real quick here. Yeah, talking about Warren Ward, man. He's just a cool guy, 36 years old. He's just, man, he's a real Canadian dude. And, man, I wonder what he would have been like if he hadn't got hurt. I wonder also, like, is Warren Ward kind of considered one of those early Team Canada people that came out after the Carter effect? Because in some ways, his timeline's just after Vince Carter. He came into high school in the around 2010s, that time. And, he's influenced by the Carter effect. And he's one of these guys that's kind of maybe near the beginning of the whole SGA, Andrew Wiggins, Jamal Murray kind of contingency in Canadian basketball. So, yeah, Warren Ward, we salute you, man. A Canadian winner, a silver gold medalist, and a fantastic professional player in the Canadian leagues, man. Fantastic player. Yeah, let's keep going in the tabs. Let's do the Instagram stories. We got Norman Powell in Boston. And there was an incident with Norman and Hugo Gonzalez where, the refs are being really weird lately. They really aren't wanting to call stuff. There was a weird play underneath the basket where they're both going for a rebound. and Norman and Hugo both had their hands on it, and then like they spun around and they did it again, and like somebody was saying, oh, they should have called a jump ball right away. Refs did not call it, and Gonzalez and Powell were about to throw down. It's crazy. And after the game, Joe Mazzulla said, I like that. I like when the players get scrappy like that. I like that. I want our team to make people angry and do stuff like that. Man, Coach Joe's so crazy. But yeah, Norman Powell not backing down from Hugo, even though Hugo's much bigger than him. And Norman, well, he's the vet and he's been through stuff. So he's somebody who's not going to get punked. Trust me. Salute to Norman Powell, the new dad. That's right. The all-star dad. That's right. Teresa Resch is celebrating the Winter Olympics have started, and she's all about the women's sports and the women athletes for Team Canada. So she's saying, good luck, Team Canada, from the Toronto Tempo. That's right. That started up now. Yeah. Jamal McGlure is still trying to rent this room for Sean. You know, it's an office space for rent. It's office space. That's not actually an apartment. It's perfect for accountants, tattoo artists, lash brow techs, nail techs, massage therapists, and other self-employed professionals. It's at 1211 Kingston Road in Pickering. It's near the Ghost Station. It has free Wi-Fi too, guys. So if you need an office space, go check out Jamal McGlure's Instagram stories. It's kind of crazy, man, that he's doing that. There's some cool Kentucky shoes that Jamal's got on here. They're denim shoes. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Elijah Martin's got some media pictures from his 905 media pictures. That's right. Let's go, Elijah. Double duty all-star weekend for Elijah Martin coming up. Kyle Lowry looks like he's at the dog show. Where is that? Is that a dog show? What is? Oh, it's a golf tournament. It is a golf tournament. Sorry, it looked like a dog show. It's kind of the same thing. It's the Phoenix Open is where he's at. So Kyle Lowry's taking in some tiny ball, getting hit by the sticks. There he is with who is that guy? The GOAT. Oh, Denzel. That's Kyle Lowry with Denzel Washington. I was like, I didn't recognize him for a second. I was like, is that Katino Mobley? Is that Katino Mobley? No, it's Denzel Washington, my guy. And look at Kyle with him. The GOAT is what Kyle's calling him, the GOAT. Kyle looks really genuinely happy to be there with Denzel. I don't think Kyle gives a shit about what the Sixers do anymore. I think he's just on a happy tour where he's just living his life to his best, and he's just decided he's going to be happy. And he doesn't give a shit about what happens with Nick Nurse and the Philadelphia 76ers at all. In some ways he does, but in some ways he doesn't. I can tell. In some ways I could tell. Somebody brought this up in the stream the other day, and I was like, man, let's do this. Trade Chris Paul for Kyle Lowry right now. Trade Chris Paul for Kyle Lowry if you can, Bobby. Maybe the numbers don't match up because Kyle's probably getting paid more, honestly. There's Kyle with VJ Edgecombe and a little fun picture there. And yeah, he's at this Phoenix Open watching golfers play golf. He's got really good seats. They're up front. Yesterday, y'all, we got a new Jake's Takes drop on us. Jake is one of the best content makers out there that I believe. The kid has been doing this for a few years now, and he's growing older because his voice has sounded more grown up. It's cracking, and he's going through puberty. But he scored Andrew Jones on his show again yesterday. I think he's had Andrew on before. This may have been the second time he's had Andrew. But Andrew Jones is putting on blast. A nice interview with Jake, and Jake's going over this successful season for the Raptors 905. So check out Jake's Takes, latest episode with Coach Andrew Jones of the Raptors 905s. Fantastic stuff. Jake is always good, and the interview is from yesterday, so it's a very fresh interview, up to date with what's going on. There's David Roddy, and it's game day, baby. 2 p.m. at Paramount Fine Food Center. I'll be there or be square. If you want to come to the game and say hi to Lex and Adriana, we will be there at courtside watching the game. I know I keep saying that. I should just yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited about the game today. Jacoby Walters playing some music and got his picture on his Instagram. Let's see who else we got. They announced yesterday that Buck Martinez is retiring from the broadcast for the Blue Jays. And this is a big deal. This guy has been an institution doing this job for a while. So a lot of the media people in the Raptors are showing a lot of respect and love towards Buck on his announcement yesterday, including Eric Smith, the Fan 590, and also Jack Armstrong. And people like that are coming out in full effect to congratulate Buck Martinez. Of course, Buck's had some health issues in the last few years. And, he's going to sail off in the sunset in retirement. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Check out the latest Unguarded podcast with Bun B and Fred VanVleet. It's a fantastic, informative podcast episode. So definitely check that out. Fred VanVleet's Unguarded podcast is top notch, guys, and I can't recommend it enough. Emmanuel Quickly's got some kid dunking somewhere. I don't know where this game is. I don't know what's going on here, but Emmanuel's putting on blast. Who is that kid? He said, "Keep going, shorty." He's saying that. So it must be some kid he cares about somewhere. I don't know who it is, though. Let's see who else we got on here. Let's see. No. CEBL is saying good luck to Team Canada at the Winter Olympics. So CBL is strongly behind Team Canada. AJ Lawson with some action photos on his Instagram. There he is at the Raptors game, waiting on the sideline. Oh, wait, is that actually the 905 game? I'm not totally sure. That may be the 905 game, actually. Let's see. Raptors official admin is saying there's a Rap City social auction is live. Don't miss your chance to bid. Closes on February the 9th. So they have an MLSE Foundation auction going on for Rap City Social. And this Rap City Social is an event where you can go and hang out with the players and the coaches and at a very swanky event. And I believe Monique went to it last year and had a blast. So we'll see what it's like this year. That's right. Toronto Tempo, good luck and there's the new jersey. Oh, wow. That jersey is looking fire for the Toronto Tempo. I just wish they'd start, man. I'm going to put real quick on blast. Here's my straight goods of Canadian goods today. Molly Johnson is an iconic jazz singer for the country of Canada. She's Order of Canada. She's a personal friend of mine that I knew from Kensington Market, the Grammy-winning, amazing recording artist for so many years, Molly Johnson. Well, she's got a show coming up on April the 26th on Sunday at 7 p.m., and she will be playing in Peterborough at the Market Hall Performing Arts Center. I won't put that on blast for Molly. So she's such a sweet lady and an amazingly talented artist and singer. So, yeah, y'all check out Molly Johnson. Straight goods on Canadian goods. Support your Canadian artists, people that are just amazing and iconic like Molly. Molly's been doing this a long, long time, and her voice is so amazing, and I love you, Molly Johnson. So, yeah, check out Molly Johnson on Sunday, April the 26th, 7 p.m. In Peterborough. She will be doing a big show there. That's right. There you go. There's your Instagram stories for today. Your straight goods on Canadian goods, Molly Johnson. That's right, Molly Johnson. Fantastic Canadian artist that you should support. That's right. G's here. AD is out for the season. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. Not at all. He's not happy to be in Wizards. He's going to go ahead and say he's hurt. And, you know, you got to wonder how often players say they're hurt when they just don't want to be involved in the situation they're in. This happens a lot. This happens a lot in modern NBA right now. That's right. It does. Let's go see what Raptors Reddit is like today. There's still kind of the fallout from the deadline. People, different stuff going on here. There's a clip from 10 months ago of Draymond Green commending Trace Jackson Davis for immediately giving up a seat to Quentin Post when it would have been completely acceptable to let the rookie sit on the floor instead. Well, that's an interesting story there. So Trace, an older player than Quentin, let Quentin sit down on the bench. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, Draymond, we're not all kind of like alpha male mindset like you, motherfucker. Maybe we're gracious people and caring, and some of us are like, you know what? I'm for humanity and for each other. And maybe Trace Jackson Davis was like, you know what? I just see Quentin Post running up and down the court, and he looks tired. And you know what? I'm not playing right now. I'll go ahead and give him my seat. You know, pecking order, seniority, I get that. I don't know. Mindset's a different thing in this world. You want to be cutthroat. You want to crush people. You want to squash small people on their backs to get as high up as you can. Well, you're going to get what you get in the end. I'll tell you right now. We go together, hand in hand, all of us together. And if you want to be stepping on people to get higher up in your life, at some point, this is going to come back to get you in this new world. I'm telling you right now, this is part of the truth that Stargate was talking about earlier. It's going to come back to get you at some point. That's right. Let's see. Somebody reposted something that Bobby Webster said something about Nikola Jokic, and he tried to trade to get Jokic. That's pretty interesting. And apparently the Nuggets said, no, we don't want to trade Jokic. Imagine that. But Bobby inquired the Nuggets about acquiring the Serbian Nikola Jokic. I mean, that would be a phenomenal thing for Darko. Could you imagine Darko coaching Jokic and him being on the Raptors? That would be insane because, honestly, they already know each other really well, and it'd probably be a really, really interesting combination to see what they would do creatively. Seriously, you think about Darko's offensive schemes and you think about the abilities of Nikola. Man, that's the kind of stuff I think people should pivot from the Giannis sweepstakes in Raptors world. Some of y'all want to be in the SGA sweepstakes. I have to say, in some ways, because of our coach, we should be in the Jokic sweepstakes. Some people say, Lex, that's not realistic. They're never going to let Jokic leave Denver. What are you talking about? Well, what if they did and somehow it did happen and the Raptors were still, able to get him and he got put with Darko? Just imagine this, man. This would be crazy. This would be so crazy. So crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Somebody on Raptors Reddit has figured this out. ESPN website is literally trash. Raptors homepage is for Bucks and Cavs for some reason. Yeah, and he's saying this is what you will find right now on ESPN when you click on the Raptors. Do these morons need to hire actual humans rather than AI who might notice that it's fucking weird to have non-Raptors content dominate the Raptors homepage feed? Or are they humans just incompetent at what they do? Or equally likely, do they just not give an F? Asking for a friend. Well, I can answer this question for you. They do not give an F. That's exactly what it is. They're not trying to cover us correctly, and that homepage is indicative of it. Yes, Raptors Redditor. They do not give a flying fuck. And that's the crazy thing. That's been this way for years. You go to the Raptors homepage on ESPN, and the articles are all about other teams. Sometimes they'll post articles in there just because it has a picture of a Raptor in the picture, but the article is actually about another team. Sometimes they'll post stuff about teams beating our ass, like very prominently in there too. So yeah, this has been like this for years. I've never ever used that tab for that reason because that is useless. And yeah, you're right. They could probably do some AI shit and just write up some crazy articles for us that way now. They could do all kinds of stuff, but they don't want to because they don't consider us part of their market. So ESPN is never ever making content in mind for Toronto Raptors fans. Just remember this. In fact, they're making content against us. So yeah, they don't care. They don't care, and that is what it is. They're not, and they are really bad at their jobs because of this. Yes, that's true also, but they don't care. They don't care if they're bad at their jobs because ESPN is not a sports journalism entity anymore. It's a sports entertainment buzz, clickbait, bring up a bunch of drama, sensationalization, like a tabloid, like an old tabloid that you saw in the grocery aisle on your checkout of National Enquirer, Weekly World News. That's what they are, basically. I've called them the TMZ of sports. They are not real journalists anymore. So don't expect them to cover us correctly. Trust me. Don't expect them to do that. Yeah, let's see. All right, I think that's it. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of rumors right now that we might go for Walker Kessler this summer, which is an interesting idea. I think that let's let things happen in the right order. Let's play the rest of the season. Let's see how the season goes in the playoffs. And then Bobby can kind of make the assessments in the summer. And if there really is a need to go get a center like Kessler, maybe he does go and try and do that this summer. We'll just have to see. So, yeah, that's what's up with that. It's an interesting idea. Kessler, of course, is hurt right now. Why would we try and trade for him in the middle of the season when he's not going to play for the rest of the season? That would be like what we did for Brandon Ingram last year. And we'd be putting him on layaway for a while. I don't want to do that this year. If we could wait till the summer and it's better to do that, that's the best thing to do. And Bobby did do that way. That's right. He did do it that way. Let's see. Is there anything on the okay, this is good news. Blake Murphy just announced on Blue Skies. Breaking news. Blake Murphy of Sportsnet is reporting that Jonathan Mobo will be playing for the 905 today at 2 p.m. at Paramount Fine Food Center. I'll see you there, J-Mo. That's right. Let's go, J-Mo. That's right. Let's go, Jonathan. Jonathan. I might start chanting that in the middle of the game today. That's how crazy I am. I'm going to be at center court at Paramount Fine Food Center. I'm going to go, Jonathan. Go, Jonathan. I might do that, seriously. And when AJ Lawson makes a basket, bad man. I'm going to be doing that shit. When AJ makes a shot, he's going to look at me. He's going to smile. He's going to go, yeah. I know he's going to because he did last time when I did that. Oh, man, this is going to be fun, man. Big body Roddy. Man, y'all might hear me on the show today. Seriously, y'all might hear me. You know, some games recently at Scotiabank Arena, I know it's too quiet in our arena with our crowd. When I can hear Darko yelling at the team, have you guys noticed this at times during the games recently with the Raptors at Scotiabank Arena? That it is so quiet that you can hear Darko yelling his instructions at them. And sometimes you can hear Scott, Eagles, Eagles. You can hear Eagles, put your arms up, Eagles. You know, it's that means it's too quiet in there. I'm just going to say this. You can hear the players or the coach yelling. That means the crowd is too quiet. Y'all need to get fucking louder. This is what I'm going to say right now. So today, I'm going to come and bring that energy today. That's right. Jonathan Mobo, let's go, number 2. Let's go. Let's beat Grand Rapids Gold. And maybe we need a little backup for Olivier with Moses Brown. Yeah, you guys watch this game today. It's going to be good. 2 o'clock. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be good. Good. All right, we got some birthdays today. We're going to go get this done in an hour. Happy birthday to 1-year Raptor, Mikhail Pietrus. Yeah, Mikhail Pietrus is a guy from France. He's from Guadeloupe, and he ended his career in the NBA with the Toronto Raptors. His last season in the NBA, he played with us, and he played for 19 games. He started 16 of them, and he averaged 5 points a game. So happy birthday to Michael Pietrus, who is 44 years old today, and I think he's doing color or broadcast for Golden State at this point. I think that's where I've seen him, is that he's actually on the broadcast crew for Golden State out west at this point. Also, a happy birthday to Milt Palacio, guys. Milt Palacio, also a Raptor for 2 years. He was playing for us. He played his most games in the NBA for the Raptors, 139 games, 17 starts, and averaged about 5 points per game. So happy birthday to Milt, who's turning 48 today. Milt Palacio. Yeah, Milt Palacio. You remember that name from Raptors history? Milt. Yeah, Milt. There used to be a place in Tallahassee called Jim and Milt's on Pensacola Street. It might still be there. I don't know. But Jim and Milt. Yeah, the next birthday I have. There are 3 birthdays today. This is a big one, y'all. The former coach of the Brooklyn Nets, the former greatest Canadian basketball player ever in the history of basketball, Steve Nash. Happy birthday to Steve Nash. He is today 52 years old. Of course, Steve Nash and I hung out a couple times in the early 2000s because he was dating one of my coworkers, and he is awesome. Steve is just a really down-to-earth, nice guy, and it was cool getting to hang out with him and talk to him at that time. So I wish the best for Steve Nash on his birthday today, 52 years old, a Canadian legend, an Order of Canada, a guy who, you know, really kind of, along with Vince Carter, influenced Canadian basketball in a major way. So happy birthday, Steve Nash. That's right. Those are our birthdays today. Those 3 guys right there, Mikhail, Milt, and Steve. That's right. Those are your birthdays. Check on your fantasy teams, y'all. Get your team set up. I'm losing to Jason right now, and I got to get out of the mud. I got to get back at him. I was winning all week, but now he's overtaken me. I got to beat Jason Dukes, original Raptor Freak fantasy basketball champion. So, yeah, I got to beat him, man. This is a tight match going up. So if you have your lineups, go ahead and get them set up for your Yahoo NBA Fantasy League with us, with the Raptors Freaks. That's right. Let's go. Let's see what else you guys are saying here in the chat. Oh, you guys filled it up a little bit while I was gone. I'll go ahead and read through this real quick. Kareem Thomas is saying that he thinks that LeBron effed Anthony Davis in his career. Well, he did get him a championship. He did help him get a championship, even if whatever you want to think about that 2020 championship for the Lakers. So I don't know. I think that in some ways, Anthony Davis got the good and the bad of being a Laker. He got the good and the bad, truly. He really did. He got both sides of it. He did get the success to a degree, but he did also get all the downside shit and the stuff that nobody's been inoculated from with LeBron James in the way things have gone. Like, you know, whether it's getting traded for Luka, everything like that. I don't know, man. In some ways, what does LeBron have to do with Anthony Davis getting traded from the Dallas Mavericks to Washington? I don't know. I don't know why you're blaming LeBron for that. Slug Deezy's here. Good morning, the king of the classic card. The rumor was that the Raptors pushed hard for Walker Kessler. Didn't hear anything about Jokic. Yeah, and on Reddit, there's something about this that somebody's joking around about that Bobby, I don't know if they're joking around or Bobby said a little comment in the conference that he did try to trade for Jokic too. And I know that may be something totally different than what you're thinking about. So, that's the thing. Maybe Bobby's just showing that he asks about everybody in the league, whether it's realistic or not. And that in some ways he's showing how stupid some of these rumors are. It's like, oh, Giannis to Toronto. Well, I'll tell you, I asked about Nikola too, guys, and SGA while we're at it too. So it's like let's show how frivolous and stupid half the trade rumor market is, or how most of it is. I'd say 95% of it is stupid and just dumb and a waste of time. So maybe that's his point in doing it. I don't know. He's being serious, saying, "Yeah, I tried to get Nikola." I don't know. I don't know if he's serious, man. It's pretty funny that he said that too. Yeah, Kessler's realistic because the Jazz are the way the Jazz are, and he isn't. They've been actively shopping him already. It's known that they have. So he's realistic that he could be possibly coming to Toronto this summer. But I don't want to get ahead of it. Like I said, let's see how the rest of the season goes. Let's see how far they get in the playoffs, and we'll make the assessment after that. And we'll see what's going on with Danny Ainge and the Jazz. In some ways, Danny Ainge is not the best person to work out deals with. Let's just put it that way. He's kind of a hard ass, and in some ways, getting Kessler, we don't want to pay something crazy to get him just because Danny Ainge is like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah. Let's see. Kareem's saying, what would a Jokic trade look like? Barnes, BI, and 5 first-round picks? I don't know. You Nuggets homer. I don't know. This was a joke. And in some ways, it's like, let's not even talk about this shit. This is half of what's toxic about the trade deadline is throwing guys' names into deals all the time. You see me on this channel throwing RJ Barrett and all the other guys' names into trade ideas every day? No. So I'm not going to fucking do this right now for probably what was just a joke. And I get it. You really value Jokic, that you're going to put all that together like that. Man, that's not the right look, KT. Come on now. Mr. Quasimodo is saying, man, I hope the Raptors can still catch the W for this win. Catch the W for this win? The one today for the 905 or tomorrow for Indiana? The Raptors aren't playing today. They'll play tomorrow against the Pacers, and I'll have the preview for that tomorrow. And also, the 905 will play a back-to-back. They will be playing tomorrow also against Motor City Cruise, the Detroit Pistons G League team. And these games are both in the afternoon. Again, we got a game at 2 p.m. for 905 tomorrow, and 3 p.m. is when the start is for Pacers and Siakam. So, yeah, that's a double duty in the afternoon tomorrow. I wish they were kind of spread off each other a little bit more than just an hour. But, yeah, today, 2 p.m. also at Paramount 5 Food Center. I'll be at center court getting loud. Jonathan, let's go, J-Mo. Let's go, J-Mo. Let's go, J-Mo. I'll be rooting for Scotty's. Your boy, Scotty. I'll be rooting for your boy. That's right. That's right. Let's keep going. Reggie's here. Good morning, Reggie. Good to see you in the chat, man. Good to see you in the chat, Reggie. Very, very happy to see Reggie in the chat right now. We did have a mishap with him, and, well, there was some confusion. I'm glad that he's back, and we got that all figured out. Seriously. There was talk that AD would sit out the season while the Washington deal was initially announced. Not surprised. Yeah, I know. And they were even saying that he might have been out even if he had got traded, like with Dallas, for the rest of the year. I get that, but I'm sure that it made it very concretely that now. Because, listen, man, the reaction to Washington is very clear, obviously. Yeah, dark days, black screen. It's very, very clear, his message about it. He's not throwing himself up on there in a picture with a Washington Wizards jersey on. No, he's not. He's showing that this is like this. Seriously. I'd say Washington is probably a less desirable place to go to play for than Toronto. Seriously. I think that that's true at this point. Seriously. Let's see. Smoose also saying Washington is still tanking this year. Yeah, they're going to be tanking for a while. They're going to tank like they've always tanked. They're going to tank like they've been tanking since the 70s. It's not that they're tanking. And once again, nobody's tanking anymore. I don't know why people say they're tanking. No, they're playing all out. They're just not good, and they're going to lose. Tanking is not a concept anymore. We need to X this out of all vocabularies around the NBA. Adam Silver said no tanking. Tanking is not a viable strategy. You suggesting that Washington is tanking? No, that's not what it is. They suck. They're going to win some games like they beat us last fall in that game. They're going to do some things as a young core and show some signs of life. But overall, they're going to lose because they're not that good. So let's not give them that credit. They're tanking. They're not losing on purpose. They're playing their asses off, and they're getting the results they get. And once again, anybody, we gotta kill that word and just leave it behind. That word doesn't exist in the NBA anymore. Teams are not supposed to do it. Adam Silver doesn't want it, and fans calling for it, they're nephews, is what I'm saying right now. Nephews are calling for tanking. That's right. That's it. Right there. Yeah. He's saying, thinking that the Wizards should have done their homework on him before doing the deal. I thought they did, like, talk to him first. Half the deals in the NBA sometimes are not totally thought out in the full extent. It's not talk to everybody. And sometimes the deals are forced through by Adam Silver. And it's not even the teams that want it to happen or anything. This could very well be that Adam Silver is doing another favor for the Mavericks organization because Patrick Dumont really wanted to trade Anthony Davis. And, Wizards are not really totally a team at this point. They're kind of an auxiliary team in the NBA. And they're a dumping ground. They're kind of like your trash can on your desktop on your computer. Send them there. They could sit in there. Are we going to recycle the trash, or are we going to throw it out of the trash can next and they're out of the league? Yeah, that's kind of what the Wizards are at this point. And Adam Silver needs a team like this to kind of take care of big toxic contracts or negative value players, because that's why Trae Young went to Washington. And AD, nobody wanted him either. So it's like, but Dumont and the Mavericks ownership really wanted Davis out of there. So Adam Silver just sent him to Washington. And I don't think that in some ways the GM of Washington actually makes decisions for their team. I think the NBA head office actually makes the decisions. And it's not even their fault. It's not even that they got a chance to say anything. It's like, Adam Silver, you guys are taking Anthony Davis. Oh, okay. Really? Seriously, I get that feeling that the GM of the Wizards doesn't actually do the job. The front office of the NBA does. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Kareem saying, yeah, Moses Brown and Olivier Sarr are going to scrap today. There's some unfinished business. Yeah, well, we'll see. Sarr is a peace, love, and happiness kind of guy. He's not trying to fight Moses Brown. Moses Brown does have some violence in him, though, and he, in some ways, is the agitator. Olivier wants to just win the game, and he's kind of the nice guy in this. Like I said, Sarr had the last laugh in the last game because he bombed a couple of threes to separate the Raptors 905 from the Grand Rapids Gold, and then he got the W. So that, to me, is the last laugh. You don't have to do anything physically or talk to him or anything to beat Moses Brown. Just beat his ass with a W. And that's enough to say something right there. You don't need to bow up to him. You don't need to match his physical dirty plays. You could just let your play talk. And that's why I got more respect for Olivier Sarr from that game the other day. Because in some ways, he could have took the bait. He could have got thrown out of the game from taking the bait, and he did it. And he was available in the fourth quarter to bomb 2 consecutive big-time threes to help us win that game. So all respect to the self-control and the maturity of the Frenchman, Olivier Sarr. Yeah, Moses Brown, you better keep your elbows down. And I might be telling you personally at the sideline, Moses Brown, keep the elbows down. That sounds like a good chant for today at sideline, courtside. Moses Brown, keep the elbows down. Moses Brown, keep the elbows down. This is going to be good, man. I got some good creativity today. Moses Brown, keep the elbows down. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Smooth saying this. Chris Middleton might be a buyout guy. If he becomes available, I would not mind him on the Raps. I don't know. I mean, what is the amount of money that Bobby has for this last spot? And is this last spot really Ulrich Shamshay's? See, so there's a lot of mystery to this last spot, this open roster spot. Has been open for the whole season. It's like the Raptors have been running with one empty this whole entire season, where we could have had an extra person, an extra body this whole entire season, and we haven't. We have not utilized our entire roster. This symbolizes, downsizing. Sorry, Masai, you're gone. It's just Bobby. Is this what it is? Rodgers is like, you guys have to run on one less player than everybody else because we're cutting costs, and we won't have a one open roster spot this whole year. I still think it may be that spot was held for Shamshay, and it's still being held for him. That, like, magically, if Shamshay is allowed to play from the fitness to play panel, that Bobby having an open roster spot and the ability to say, we want him right back, that could happen. Maybe that's what we have to do. Maybe that's how Bobby can hold him, is like, we have to hold the spot secretly open, even though he's not allowed to play. We're still holding a marker on Shamshay. That's what I want to think this is. The reason why we've held this roster spot open all year. That's what I want to think this is. There's no for sure on that. Blake Murphy maybe could tell me. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I want to think this is. Chris Middleton's not the right idea, man. Chris Middleton's not the right idea. He's I don't understand why you want to get him. We don't need for a guy like that. Somebody's even saying we need to get Cam Thomas. People are just seeing names that are out there and they're just kind of visualizing them and thinking about them on our team. We don't need these people. We've got way enough scorers. We got way enough guys that play in the 2, 3, 4 positions. And, same thing with 1. We don't really need a 1 either. The only thing we really need is a 5 and maybe a 4-5. That's it. Those kind of positions. Like Chris Middleton's not what we need. He's way too old, too, is what I would say. It would say, salute, freaks. How LeBron got him his only chip. I know it's fashionable to blame LeBron for everything, but that is a ridiculous comment. Shaking my head. Yeah, even me. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan. I could see that this is like, when Davis got traded to the Lakers from the Pelicans, I was like, oh man, this is like, and what happened was he went downhill with his stats. He wasn't the same player after he got to Lakers. And there's all kinds of things that LeBron hurt Anthony Davis on. I think that he hurt him on motivation and making his best ultimate player in the league. He could have been a way better player on a higher level. Maybe if he was by himself still in New Orleans and having to carry everything and doing everything, he'd be more like Jokic with a quadruple double like almost every night. But no, he went the easy route. He went and played with LeBron, and he got bad habits. I'm going to tell you this right now. Anthony Davis probably wouldn't have been hurt as much as he's been his career if he hadn't gone to L.A. He wouldn't probably been so lazy, and he would have had a way better career overall. His in some ways, LeBron did hurt him. He did, but not in this case. Not in the stuff that just happened. That's where I differ with KT. It's just he hurt him in years and years of playing next to him, and just Anthony being lazy and not playing to his full potential. That's what it is right there. Yeah. Infamous is saying next year's draft is predicted to be one of the best in years. Solid picks 1 through 25. Yeah. I don't give anybody no credit. They got to earn it in the NBA. They got to come and play in minutes, and they got to show themselves in that level. I don't care about whether it's a good draft or not. They've said this about every year. This is going to be a great draft. This is going to be a great draft. Yeah, they have to hype it up. They have to get interest. In some ways, that's why they do Victor Wembanyama and Cooper Flagg like they did. It's like they got to hype it up. They got to get interest. And, a lot of that is kind of just bullshit energy, honestly. I don't believe anything about any of them, including Flagg, until I actually see them do something in the league. That's it right there. Yeah, I didn't get in that Cooper Flagg bullshit last year. I was like, yeah, okay. To me, he's just another college player. Y'all acting like he's the second coming or something like that. It's crazy. Kareem saying, nope, LeBron advocated for AD to come to the Lakers, and I'm sure he had a say in a trade to Dallas. I'll die on that hill. No, he's probably right on that. I don't think he had anything to do with the trade to Dallas. I don't think LeBron had anything to do with the trade to Dallas, but he definitely had something to do with him coming initially from New Orleans. That's definitely true. But I don't know if LeBron, the article about Jeannie Buss has shown that LeBron is not totally in the inner circle of leadership in the Lakers anymore. That they kind of iced him out and they don't want him to be so powerful. Remember those years that LeBron was looked at as the GM? And well, there was a lot of criticism that he was controlling the team and running everything. Well, the Lakers did pivot away from that in some ways and made it more clear that he's not running the team, and that they didn't want that to happen. Like, so we can't use this anymore, KT, because I think in some ways the Lakers did pivot away from the perception that LeBron James is the GM. So I don't think this is true. I think I remember actually hearing LeBron say he was shocked that AD just got traded and that Luka was going to be his teammate. But I may be naive and you may be right. And he may be a puppet master that did navigate all this. So who knows? The perception is that LeBron in some ways is not as powerful in the Lakers organization right now because Jeannie and him are at odds. And, in some ways, there's been a lot of rumors in the last couple of years of him leaving or them wanting him to leave, right? So I think that's something we got to take note of with that. Yeah. If it was saying AD is looking to get paid, but the Mavericks are unlikely to accommodate this request. Well, he's not on the Mavericks anymore, so it don't matter. Nobody's going to pay him at this point. He's detached from reality. It sounds like he's got Ben Simmons-itis is what he's got. Yeah, it sounds like he's got Ben Simmons-itis. The fans are coming in the comment section saying exactly right. Bro, you got to play to get paid. You got to stay healthy and not get injured to get paid. Like, I don't understand why you think you'll get paid like this. Get down to reality, Anthony Davis. Get down to reality. That's right. Kareem saying that's great. What Dallas was trying to do. I'm talking about AD and the Lakers. Yeah, I don't even know what you guys are talking about at this point. It was saying LeBron did not have nothing to do with the trade and was upset he got traded. It's well documented. See, that sounds like what I heard too. That sounds like what I heard, that LeBron was blindsided by the AD trade to Dallas and getting Luka. And I mean, he could have been acting though. I don't know. He seems pretty legit and like straightforward, like he is who he is, though. He's not really, I mean, LeBron's like that, it seems like. I don't gonna criticize him, but in some ways, he's pretty pure and true as who he is and what he does, right? KT saying, oh, okay, that's what you believe? I guess LeBron didn't have a say in wasting a draft pick on Bronny. No, KT, listen. Like I said, I think that the perception was really bad for a while that LeBron was running the team, and the Lakers very actively tried to pivot away from that by showing that he isn't running the team. And there's a lot, like, you got to read that Jeannie Buss article. If you read that Jeannie Buss article, you'll realize just how much LeBron is not running the Lakers. Seriously, you can read it and you'll find out. So yeah, the Bronny thing, well, that's just to appease LeBron, of course, but that doesn't mean he's running the whole team. You know, it's just like getting Thanasis for the Bucks. It's just appeasing your superstar player by having maybe somebody they care about around. So, you know, that doesn't necessarily have to be LeBron's running the team. You know, let's see. Yeah, now you're moving the goalposts. I don't want this to become infamous versus KT, and I honestly hate this argument. It's the stupidest thing for us to talk about right now, guys. It really is. It's really, really stupid. KT saying, man, I don't really care at the end of the day, but you got to be naive to think that. No, I don't know. I think that, first of all, this is the thing why I don't like you bringing this up, because you're bringing up a trade that happened a year ago, the Lakers part. This has nothing to do with the Lakers, what happened with Anthony in the last couple of days. This is Dallas and Washington. And, you can say later, LeBron ruined Anthony's career. I don't believe that totally. I think that in some ways he helped him get a championship, but also at the same time, yeah, maybe he hurt his full potential coming out because he played with him. You know, let's get it straight here, man. Let's get it straight here right now. Yeah, let's see. Kareem saying they asked Giannis who he wants to coach as a coach, and they asked Joker who they want as a coach. These superstars have a say, and you would be crazy to think not. Yeah, I don't know why you're so argumentative, Kareem, and you don't have to be right on this. We don't know what the true answer to this is, so just let it go. And I'd say the same thing to Infamous too. Just let it go. I hate this. This is not how I want to spend this hour talking about Warren Ward, to have this Anthony Davis bullshit here. Seriously, this is not the most important story for us to talk about. I don't give a shit about Anthony Davis, y'all. Infamous saying, exactly, Lex. LeBron don't have the power. Y'all think he has? Please do your research. Yeah, he doesn't at this point. He did around the championship. I truly believe LeBron was the GM for a little while there, but that has been relinquished, and the perception of him running the team, they stopped that. Yeah. Anyways, who cares? That's right. Who cares? Nobody does. Chloe saying, morning, Lex and fellow freaks. Good morning to you, Chloe. Let me do the classic card and get out of here, because we got to go. I got to get in the truck, and I got to get the snow off the truck and get going and see. It's sunny out. I don't see snow coming down. That's good. So the drive should be pleasant and should be all right. All right. First person to write the full name answer gets a classic card. There you go. This is a classic one. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. Let's see who can get this one. And who knows how to spell his name correctly. This is a tough one, but it's a good one. Classic card of the day. If you know, you know. And boy, should you know on this one. Madman. Who are you talking about, madman? Who's the fucking madman? I don't know what that means. That is not it. If you're doing nicknames, why the fuck do you give me a nickname? This is a full name answer. Drazen Petrovic. That's right. Slugdeezy, the king of classic card, knows the legend that died on the Autobahn, which was sad, man. He was speeding on the German Autobahn, and he died in the middle of his NBA career. He was one of the greatest scorers in European history, and he was just scratching the surface of what he could possibly potentially be in the NBA when this tragedy happened. Taken from us way too soon. It's sad, man. Yeah, look at that. That's only 2 years in the league at that point. He had just came to the Nets at this point. Nets. Yeah, it's sad, man. Drazen's a very sad situation. and he'll never be ever forgotten. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you 100 points for the classic card Slug Deezy. Yeah, KT, you ain't no professional classic card player. You don't know what you're doing there. Come on now. That is Drazen Petrovic, Madman. I don't know what the fuck that was, man. All right, let's see. Drazen Petrovic, Slug Deezy, the king of the classic card, comes through again. That's right. We'll give him 100 points for that one. It's like, in some ways, it's a very recognizable player, and it's kind of easy, man. It's kind of easy. It's a kind of easy one. Yeah. You thought he was a guy who used to play for the Lakers, Mad Max, I think. No, fuck that. This is an old card. Why are you guessing guys from the 2020s? You're talking Maxi Kleber? That's not Maxi Kleber. I don't know who you fought, man. One of the best Euro players ever. That's right, Infamous. That's right. All right, let me wrap it up, guys, and get done. I don't want to talk about Anthony Davis ever again, y'all. Don't bring up Anthony Davis no more on my channel, please. Seriously. Seriously, don't do it. Don't do it. All right, let's see. The Raptors 905 are going to play the Grand Rapids Gold today. I'm going to the game. The referees are Gina Catanzariti, Kaz Beverly, and Joe Prince. It's going to be fun. Warren Ward is our Share the Love Club for today. Warren Ward is a great Canadian basketball player, a professional basketball player, a guy who's represented Team Canada and won silver. He's the play-by-play. He's the color announcer for the Raptors 905. We'll have to see if Ben Schulman's back today to call the game with him. Good job the other day doing duty for yourself, by yourself, solo duty, calling the game the other day, Warren Ward. That's why I want to share some love for you. And also keep going, man. You're a great analyst, and your insights on basketball and the way you call color is fantastic. You give a lot of good insight, and you teach the game as a knowledgeable former player. And I appreciate and respect that. So all the love and respect to Warren Ward, Share the Love Club today. I'll be going down the arena, and he'll be sitting there calling the game across the court from me. So y'all have a great Saturday, and I'll be back tomorrow to preview both the Raptors games tomorrow. Indiana at Raptors, and Motor City Cruise at Raptors 905. So we got 2 games to preview for tomorrow, and I'll review and react to this game I'm about to go to today with Adriana. So I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Let's go Raptors. Let's go Raptors 905, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's go Raptors. Moses Brown, keep the elbows down. Moses Brown, keep the elbows down. Let's go J-Mo. Let's go Elijah.